everyone, this is Fantasy-esque and welcome back to Season 3 of Royal Clan in ClanGen. When we left off, we were just settling into Leaf Bear and preparing for the arrival of our kittens. Things were relatively calm, except for Scorch Hollow getting White Cough, which I hope he recovers from. We are now picking up on Moon 154 in the second turn of Leaf Bear. Let's go have a look at what happens next. Diving straight into main events, Royal Clan does not have enough healthy medicine cats. Cats will be sick/hurt for longer and have a higher chance of dying. Royal Clan doesn't have enough prey for next moon, which does mean that we will be focusing in on hunting this time around. And then guys, Midnight was found and invited back into the clan, or I should say she was elevated to nobility by the queen. So Midnight is the new she-cat that has been given the chance to make a life for herself in the Royal Grotto if she succeeds in having a litter, and she is the she-cat that will be paired off with Ghost Feather. So let's take a look at her. This over here is Midnight. She has green-yellow eyes, a Bengal pelt, she is childish, and a den builder. And I find this very interesting because if we go to the cat list, Midnight is going to be mated to, like I said, Ghost Feather. And the funny thing is that Midnight looks a lot like Hemlock, even down to the eye color. Hemlock, who is mated to Bear Pelt, who Ghost Feather looks so much like. So essentially, we have a new couple we will have a new couple in the clan that looks very similar to a couple we had in the past. And if you need a reminder, Hemlock and Bear Pelt, these are the cats. So this was Hemlock, a servant female who was elevated to nobility. She also had green-yellow eyes and a similar kind of appearance. And then this is Bear Pelt, who has sunlit ice eyes, which is the same color as what Ghost Feather has. And you might think that he doesn't look too similar to Ghost Feather just yet, but when he was younger, look at this. He looked like Ghost Feather when he was younger. In fact, I think growing up, Ghost Feather was compared to him so much. So it's kind of intriguing that we have another couple that is going to look similar, but I'm really excited for that. Okay, continuing. Flare Freckle believes she's meant for something greater. Ghost Feather slipped on some rocks and dislocated his leg, which is why he is all curled up into a ball. Queen Rainstar wasn't looking where she was going and tripped over a small trunk, spraining her paw. And then Cinnamon Tail no longer has green cough. I kind of like the idea that Ghost Feather had some idea that a she-cat would be elevated, and he was so jittery that he wasn't paying attention to where he was going, and then he slipped on some rocks and dislocated his leg. Could be the nervousness behind seeing who his new mate is going to be, because he has not been mated since Bear Pelt died. And Bear Pelt became mates with Ghost Feather a while after his original mate Hemlock died. So Ghost Feather was like his second relationship, I'm pretty sure. And now Ghost Feather, after Bear Pelt's death, is going into his first breeding relationship, but second relationship. So that's going to be intriguing to see how it pans out. On to the Medicine Cat Den. Ghost Feather has a dislocated joint. Queen Rainstar has a sprain, and Fierce Tooth is still recovering from her birth. Thankfully, we don't have anything minor going on. In terms of the log, Cinnamon Tail was given Tansy as treatment for green cough and then recovered from that, and then Fierce Tooth was given oak leaves as treatment for recovering from birth. Now let's go through the relationship events. Shining Stripe sees Flare Freckle put something back where it belongs. When tucking in for the night, Shining Stripe saw that Freeze Fur fixed his nest. Flare Freckle settles down next to Shining Stripe to listen to his stories, which is so sweet, brother and sister spending time together. Flare Freckle thinks about telling others that Cinnamon Tail broke the code. Flare Freckle came back to camp sulking after failing to catch Queen Rainstar's favorite prey, but she didn't seem to care, nuzzling into Flare Freckle's neck. She was just happy Flare Freckle was back. Inkfeather talks with Queen Rainstar about some clan drama, and that drama probably was, Flare Freckle thinking about telling others that Cinnamon Tail broke the code. Inkfeather bumps heads with Foxclaw reassuringly. Foxclaw defends Shining Stripe in conversations. Foxclaw has been a little kinder to Hazel Kit today. Ghostfeather is making up a new clan with Queen Rainstar. After Ghostfeather tidies up an area, Bone Kit accidentally messes it up again. Freezefur jumps in a puddle, splashing Cinnamon Tail. To his surprise, Cinnamon Tail laughs, so these two mates are spending time together, which is nice. Bone Kit does something that badly affects Freezefur. Scorch Hollow mentions that Queen Rainstar looks good today. Queen Rainstar thinks Freezefur has been acting stuck up and rude. Cinnamon Tail prevents something from falling on Ghostfeather. Cinnamon Tail, Fiercetooth, and Foxclaw had a nice talk while eating. Cinnamon Tail wants to be closer to Hazel Kit. Fiercetooth and Hazel Kit find out they're both bringing flowers to the same clanmate's grave. Aww. Hazel Kit surprises Fiercetooth with something nice. Midnight wants Ghostfeather to stay safe and happy. Ooh, Midnight. Midnight! Hold on! Midnight is interacting with Ghostfeather, guys. Midnight, who was brought in to be mated to Ghostfeather. They have not been mated yet, because I wanted to do that with you guys, but they're interacting on their own. This makes me so happy. Surely she would know, though, like coming in, that she was being chosen. I think the 7 clan she-cats were all told that someone is going to be chosen for Ghostfeather, so she kind of knew coming in she was supposed to be mated to him, but I love that she seems to be on board with that. And then Midnight thinks Ghostfeather is very polite, so she has like a good impression of him too. I love that. That made me so happy. Lotus Gaze thinks Queen Rainstar is very polite. Burn Kit has to snap Lotus Gaze out of staring darkly at another clanmate. Burn Kit told all of Scorch Hollow's friends something embarrassing about him. Scorch Hollow, Foxclaw, and Queen Rainstar took a sunbath and had a little small talk. The clan likes one of Hazel Kit's suggestions, but it was just Scorch Hollow's reworded. Lotus Gaze thanks Burn Kit for bringing him food. Cinnamon Tail compliments Hazel Kit's name. And then Bone Kit and Foxclaw drink from the same puddle, and that's all we have for the relationships. Okay, now it is time for us to take a look at the cat list. So there have been some changes to the political order after Midnight was brought in, because Queen Rainstar decided that she wanted to appoint Midnight as the royal advisor to help her get settled even better. And so Midnight has been promoted to royal advisor, which means some of the other cats in politics have been demoted. So Foxclaw is now a royal physician again, but I think this is timely because Ghostfeather had that injury and he was unable to perform his duties. Ghostfeather is now the matchmaker, which is a little bit problematic for himself because it means that he will not be able to matchmake his own relationship. And then Freezefur is no longer in politics. He is a warrior again. So that's kind of how things look presently. We'll pair up Midnight and Ghostfeather in a second, but I really want to take a look at our kittens, our newborns that have aged up. So this is Burn Kit, guys. This is adorable little Burn Kit. She looks kind of like a cheetah. She is still impulsive and is constantly climbing, apparently, which completely makes sense with her character. Then we have Hazel Kit, who looks very different to how she did when she was a newborn. Still a daydreamer, but she's quick to make peace and is quick-witted, which is kind of nice. And finally we have Bone Kit, who has also maintained her shyness and is quick-witted. Now, after looking at the 3 kittens, I did say last time that they change a lot from when they're newborns, and so I might change my mind on who my favorite is. My favorite as a newborn was Hazel Kit, but honestly, looking at the kittens now, I think Bone Kit would have to be my favorite currently. I mean, the cream and the white coat with the pale green eyes, it just looks so pretty. She looks like a striking cat to me. So I think right now my eyes are going to be on Bone Kit, and I love the fact that she's shy and quick-witted. She's basically adorable. It seems like she steps on a lot of cats' toes, unfortunately, but it's not because she has a mean streak or anything. I think it's largely accidental. But now we should be able to go ahead and pair up Midnight and Ghostfeather. So I'm excited to see how this is going to go down. I'm pretty sure Midnight can have kittens, and I need to enable Ghost Feather to have kittens as well. Let's go ahead and choose a mate for Midnight, and it is going to be, of course, Ghost Feather. So she's childish, he's bold, she's currently the royal advisor, he's the matchmaker, and apparently they are not compatible. But we shall see what happens between them. We have had some very interesting relationships in the past with cats who have been compatible but don't end up working out, and cats who are not compatible but end up working out long term. So we'll see how this goes. But given that she has a good relationship with him, I'm hopeful that she won't take as long as Fierce Tooth did to have kittens. In fact, if we go to her relationships, she doesn't have any sort of crush on anyone, but she likes Ghost Feather the most out of all the cats that she's met. So I'm very hopeful about this. So let's go ahead and get that done. Okay, wonderful. They are now mates. And I really, really hope we get another litter very, very soon. Like, I want a litter right now, you know? I just want a litter, like right now. But okay, let's see what everyone's doing for the day. I also checked to see whether or not Midnight was loyal to Queen Rainstar, and she's actually not a loyalist like Cinnamon Tail and Fierce Tooth, and that's something she's going to keep for life. I suppose she's more focused on the other royals, and she kind of recognizes, maybe she wants to please Ghost Feather to an extent, and she recognizes that Queen Rainstar is not looked upon with too much fondness by the other cats, and so she doesn't want to be labeled as a Rainstar loyalist, which is fair. So okay, Queen Rainstar is craving the taste of a bird. Our royal advisor, Midnight, is feeling restless today. Of course she is, she just met her mate for the first time. Foxclaw pounced on some movement under the snow like a fox. Ghost Feather, spending time with his brother, pouncing on some movement under the snow like a fox. Freezefur sneezes when a snowflake landed on his nose. Cinnamon Tail is watching the breeze blow around the camp. Fierce Tooth can't keep up with Foxclaw. Aww, so Foxclaw is like pouncing around in the snow with his brother, and Fierce Tooth is trying to keep up with them. I see. Maybe Foxclaw, because his brother is also not feeling too well. His brother has a dislocated joint. So I wonder if Foxclaw wanted Ghost Feather and Fierce Tooth to get some fresh air, so he took them outside and was being a little bit playful. That's adorable. Lotus Gaze had a nice chat with a kitty pet. Scorch Hollow pounced on some movement under the snow like a fox. Okay, that's kind of adorable. So Scorch Hollow was also, all these cats were out together playing in the snow. Inkfeather is happy she can pass on her knowledge in a new way. Flare Freckle is assisting with camp cleanup. Shining Stripe is passing on stories of old to the next generation. Burnkit is awfully close to getting a nip on the rump for misbehaving. Hazel Kid is craving the taste of mouse. And Bone Kit pricked herself on the brambles, protecting camp. Aww, she's adorable. But that's all we have for the cat list. Now on to our patrols. We currently have 24 prey and we need 30.5, so we'll be focusing on hunting. But first off, let's send out our royal physician Foxclaw to see what he gets up to. Oh yeah, and he's the royal physician, so that's even cuter that the royal physician saw these sick cats and said, you know what? Well, hold on. No, yeah, he saw all these sick cats. He's like, my brother's sick, my mate is sick, I'm gonna take them out, we're gonna have a fun day. But let's see, as he heads out to gather cobwebs, Foxclaw thinks about the dream he had last night. Was it sent by StarClan? Proceed. It definitely distracts him from the hunt for cobwebs, but Foxclaw uses the time by himself to put his thoughts in order. The sign from his ancestors will need acting upon, and he returns to camp to assemble the leader and deputy. Okay, and then we're going to have a patrol of 5 with Scorch Hollow, Lotus Gaze, Cinnamon Tail, Freezefur, and the new royal advisor, Midnight. And we're going to focus on hunting, so hopefully they have a good day out. As Midnight leads the patrol through the snow-covered forest, the sound of bird call gives her pause. Up ahead is an entire flock of songbirds pecking at a branch of exposed ground. And you know what? I think Midnight would kind of want to prove herself because she does like Ghostfeather. Not only that, but Ghostfeather is currently in the medicine cat den, so he's not feeling too good, and maybe she feels like if she brings back food, then it's gonna make a good impression on Ghostfeather, and in her own way, she'll be taking care of her mate. So proceed. Oh, Midnight tries to organize her clanmates into a silent ring of hunters around the unsuspecting birds, but her efforts are in vain. The cats are disorganized and confused, and the birds fly away before the patrol can stop bickering with each other about how best to catch the flock. Oh man, I'm so sorry, Midnight. You were trying your best, but we didn't get any food, which means some of the cats are gonna have to go hungry. Not the best of situations. And that is all we have for this episode. Our newborns grew up into kittens, and we even had a new match among the royals, which will hopefully yield another litter very soon. We didn't luck out on the food, which means some of the cats are gonna have to go hungry, but hopefully we'll be able to have better luck when we come back next time. But with that said and done, I'm going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.